To learn the SALTOKS clay system with the Geo Cylinder lock, you have to, on new accounts, create an account for the customer, and on existing accounts, add to an existing customer. So the first thing you need to do is log in to your installer account. Your installer account is going to be different than the customer's account. The installer account only lets you do new installations, or you can access existing customers. In order to access an existing customer, you actually have to log into their account or have them log in and give you rights, and then it will give you a code. When you click on this, it'll give you a code and an access token. You click on that and then you can go ahead and add to their existing account. But to do a new installation, you just click over here on the new installation, and we're going to start a new install. So we're going to say the customer's name, and they have to have a valid email address to set it up. Give them the correct time zone, and you can get started. So once you've got that part done, it says you have no SALTOKS access control doors yet. You can add them here. So if you go to the account tab, that's where you're going to go on almost everything anyway, and you start with your IQ. Your IQ looks like this right here, and what you want to do is plug this in. This is the Generation 1 version. The Generation 2 will look different, and it will actually be Ethernet connection as well as Wi-Fi and 3G, 4G. This one is only a 2G connection, but you want to plug that in first. Once you plug it in, you'll be able to see some lights on this C to tell you that it's plugged in, and basically you're looking to make sure it doesn't go solid red. If it goes solid red like that and stays that way, that means that it can't communicate, so it doesn't have a good enough signal strength. On the new ones with the Ethernet connection, Wi-Fi connection, hopefully you won't ever have that. When the light's off like this, that means that it is online, ready to go. Now to add your IQ, you're just going to click on this. You enter the name of it, so we're going to call this one test. Then it asks for an activation code. Now on the back of your IQ, it shows an activation code right here. So you just go ahead and enter that in there. There you go. Now I can see that I've successfully added an IQ. Now the next thing to do is to add a door. Now ideally you want to have the door lock already installed before you add it. But for me to add it right now, what I'm going to need to do is open it up. So I slip my little tool inside here, make sure that it gets in those little grooves so that I can spin it and then open it up. Once I remove the battery from the Geo lock, I can see a MAC address in there, so that's what I'm going to enter in. So first I'm going to name this. I'm just going to call this test front, and then it asks me for the MAC number, so I just put that in. So it's top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. Link that together, put my battery back in, make sure it's polarized the right way. It beeps at you to let you know you've done it right. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put these back together. Now that I've got that MAC number in, I'm ready to install this on the door. You want to actually have it put on the door before you link the two together. You see how you lock it in place, and then there's a spot here for that little lock screw, so you got to put that in there. You want to install this on the door and put your IQ where it's going to end up in its final resting position, so that when you link them together, it gets the best connection between those two locations. So now, assuming I've already done that, I go into the system here, click on that, and I need to move this door into here. What you need to do to attach the door to the IQ is you see an edit button down here, so click this, and then an edit will pop up here, and you have the move here. Now make sure you select the right location. If you have multiple locations, they'll all show up here, so make sure it's the right one. Then you click move, it moves it down into the IQ, and then you hit save. Now when you hit save, it's going to say the best wireless settings between the lock and IQ. It's important that you press yes now when you're on the customer site. Once you've gotten past that screen by clicking save, you're going to see one that looks like this. This is where you finalize linking the lock with the IQ. The way you do that is you just press this check configuration button, and it says you want to present your maintenance card, which looks like this, or it'll be a blue one that says SALTOKS, and you have your lock here. You just put those together until you see it blink and turn green. And once that's done, then it says configuration complete, and now you have successfully linked those two together. So the next step is going to be adding tags to the system. These are the things that let people into the door. So you just click on the tags here, and then it'll show you that you have one tag currently on your system. It's already got an owner, but we're going to be adding more tags. So you just click the add tag button, then you have to select which location you're adding them from. So you can actually add them to any system that's on their account. You just select which one it is, then you press start, and it gives you 120 seconds to add tags. The way you add them is you just take your lock, you go up, you put your tag on there until it turns red, and then that learns it in. And you'll see up here it's going to show 1 because we just added one tag. And then I would just take my second tag. Once it turns red, it'll show up here that I've added 2 new tags, and you'll normally have a box of 5 new tags that you're going to be adding to the location. Once you've got all of them added and it shows 5 up here, you can click stop, or you could wait the seconds until it expires. We just press stop there, and it says that there's 2 new tags that have been added. So once we've got that, we need to actually create some people on the account. So we're going to be assigning tags to them. So next you go to the people, and we're going to create an existing user. So right now we've got Bob Ross and we've got Savvy Tech, and each of them has a tag number. So what we want to do is create a new user. So we're going to do a test person, and we pick a tag number. So all you need to do is look on the tags that you've added, find one that matches, and then we're going to select that tag. And you want them to have offline access, because that means that in case the IQ for some reason can't communicate, they can still use the tag to be able to get into the store. So if the power's out or the internet's out or something like that where they aren't able to communicate, they'll still be able to get in if they have offline access. And then you hit create here, and now we've just created one more user. So the next thing you want to do is create an access group. So you got the access here, so I click on access group, and now I'm going to say, let's say it's going to be called test door. Now I select the people that are going to have access to this. So if I had multiple people, I would select all of the ones that need to have it. I'd select which door it is that they need access for. Now you can select either access anytime by clicking here, or you can say only on specific dates and times. So if you want to limit one user to only specific dates and times, you can do that. So I click on anytime, and now I'm going to just go ahead and hit save down here. And now I've created an access group that allows this tag and this person to be able to open up this door anytime. Once I've got that done, then I can go ahead and test it. And the way that you test it is you go back over to the door lock, and you're going to put your tag up next to the door lock. Once it turns green, if you notice on the back here, it's spinning that, and that's what would actually unlock the door lock. After 8 seconds, it turns off though. And so now I can spin it all I want, and it's not doing anything because it's now reset. So now I'd have to present my tag again in order to get it to turn green. And now when I spin it again, it's unlocking the door lock. Now if I have another tag that doesn't have access to that because I haven't put it in that access group, if I try to present that tag, it's going to come up red. And when I try to spin it, nothing happens, simply because we haven't created that tag or assigned that to a person and then assigned that person to have access to that door lock.